You're listening to the New York Sports Show, the #1 all New York sports podcast. Hosted by Dominic Konareski.
Hello and welcome to the YanksPod, a New York Yankees podcast here on the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konareski. Thank you all for joining us. The New York Yankees are currently out of a wild card spot, a true and full half of a game back on both the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. Now, in a way, it seems easy for them to get back in. No matter what, looking on how things are going to go, the American League East will have 3 teams in the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Rays have already essentially clinched the division, and then there will be a 3-way battle between the Boston Red Sox, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the New York Yankees. And the Yankees going up against a majority of their final games against American League East teams. It's really going to be decided in the final few days, or maybe even on the final day period of play. Now, the Yankees as a whole, they say with an 82-65 win-loss record, they're going to finish 2021 above 500 overall, 9 games back on the 91-56 Tampa Bay Rays. Yankees on a 1-game losing streak. Tampa Bay, Blue Jays, and Red Sox all on winning streaks from 1 game to 2 games. That team with the 2-game winning streak is owned by the Boston Red Sox, and then you got the Baltimore Orioles in 5th place, nowhere close. They have 99 losses. They beat the Yankees last night. I would love to know what the Yankees' method was in that game. Frankly, folks, I wish you could see the back of my shirt. For those who've been watching my videos, you know what it says on the back of my shirt, depressed Yankee fan. Frankly, I am a depressed Yankee fan. I really, really am. The New York Yankees do nothing but just blow so many games. It's essentially embarrassing, I would say, to put it in the best way possible. But going back to the American League East, it's a 3-way battle, almost a 3-way tie. Now, the New York Yankees, if they make the wild card, good for them. They're not a playoff team. That's the best way to put it. That's the only way to put it. They're not a playoff team. Gleyber Torres should be sent down to AAA for the rest of the season. He's just not having a good year in the majors. You got Gary Sanchez, who's the most incompetent catcher who lacks throwing the ball and tagging people out, and then he has mediocre at-bats. You got Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner's batting below 250. He's one of the best hitters on the team. He's one of the most hot hitters on the team. What the heck happened to Rougned Odor? Rougned Odor was hot after the All-Star break. He became so cold, it's unbelievable. You trade how many prospects for Joey Gallo? Joey Gallo, he's batting below 210 as a Yankee. Then you got Anthony Rizzo, who was hitting a ton of home runs. He gets COVID after that. He hasn't really been hitting anything. Aaron Judge in massive slumps here and there. Giancarlo Stanton, he's had a solid year. I really can't pick on anything that Giancarlo has done except hit into double plays. But overall, though, he's been solid with the bat, and I cannot stress that enough. But I want to know, why is no one talking about DJ LeMahieu? The New York Yankees are paying DJ LeMahieu a ridiculous amount of money on a ridiculous long contract, and he's having one of the worst years of his career. No one's talking about getting rid of DJ LeMahieu. And I gotta say, that's what I hate about the Yankee fans. You have a star, let's say Gleyber Torres, for example. Gleyber Torres has had an up and down season, has had injuries and all that, but overall has been a very solid player in the past several years. Fans love him. He goes into one slump, and fans are like, release Torres, DFA him, and then before the trade deadline, trade off Torres. I think Gleyber Torres just needs some time in AAA to get his stuff fixed, to be fully honest with you. And then going to Chad Green. What's going on with Chad Green and his lack of just being able to get batters out? Actually, no, I should rephrase that, because you know what? Chad Green has almost 100 strikeouts. He has just above 80. Could easily get to 100 plus before the season ends. It's all a mental thing for him. And let me remind you, when you're a relief pitcher, you're not in every single game. It's very hard to get that ERA down once it goes up a good amount. And it's really hard to show fans that you're back, because you could have 2 amazing outings, 1 bad outing, and then the next one is okay, and then the next one's good, and then after that it's bad. It's very hard to be I would say, a consistent relief pitcher, especially with the Yankees when you're pitching so often because the starters cannot go far. Comment down below what you guys think. The Yankees, so close to being in the wild card. Just think of the huge lead they had with that 13-game winning streak, and here they are. They're down. I just absolutely love to see the Yankees. They're going up against the Cleveland Indians, who are 71 and 73, 11 games back on the Chicago White Sox, second overall in their respective division, the American League Central. The Yankees got to pounce, 100%. They got to pounce on the Cleveland Indians. I cannot stress that enough. I'm very excited for the New York Yankees. This is definitely going to be a end of the season to remember, either in a good way or a very, very bad way. Now, after the series, Yankees go up against the Texas Rangers. So, 3-game series against Cleveland, 3-game series against Texas Rangers. Yankees could easily sweep Texas. And then, before then, in the Cleveland Indians series, they could easily take 2 out of the 3. So right there, that is a 5-1 record. And then they go up against the Boston Red Sox, who have been shaky. 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays, and then a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays, and then boom, season over. The Yankees gotta win each series against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. There's no excuses to why they can't. No excuses whatsoever. Comment down below what you guys think. I'm Dominic Konareski, and this was the YanksPod. Thank you for tuning in. I'm signing out. Peace.